The following is a deep dive podcast generated by Notebook LM based on content from my upcoming book. In this podcast, we answer this question: how can sellers create business cases that not only close more deals, but close them faster and at a higher value? And now, let's listen to the podcast.
All right, everybody, get ready. Because today we're diving deep into B2B sales
That's right.
and a topic that's got everybody buzzing right now,
Yeah.
value selling.
It's a big one.
It is a big one, and
Yeah.
we hear so much about it.
We do.
Is it really all it's cracked up to be? Or is it maybe
Yeah.
just hype?
Well, and that's what's so interesting. Right now, we've got all this research coming out, both from Gartner and MediaFly.
Oh, those guys.
Those guys, exactly.
They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're seeing some interesting things, and it's actually painting a little bit of a different picture than maybe we would expect right now for B2B sales.
Ooh, okay, so a little bit of a plot twist, you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit of a plot twist.
All right, I am here for it.
So what we're seeing are sales cycles getting longer,
Cook?
win rates shrinking,
Uh-oh.
and more reps are finding it harder to hit quota.
It's not the sales party we were all hoping for post-pandemic.
No, not exactly.
So what is going on here? What is at the root of this big slump?
Well, and it's interesting because buyers will say one thing,
Okay.
but Gartner's research is showing that what they say they want and what then drives their decisions are two very different things.
Oh, so a little bit of mixed signals in the world of B2B.
A little bit, yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, because they'll say, oh, we want value. We want to understand the ROI, justify the purchase.
Right, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. And then
Yeah.
Gartner's research is showing that only 17% of buyers actually consider their purchases high quality.
Oh, 17%. That is rough.
That is really rough, yeah.
Oh,
And on top of that, 2/3 of buyers
this is painful.
are having some regret about those purchases.
Okay, so we've got this disconnect between what they say they want and then how they feel later.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, it sounds like buyers are feeling a lot of pressure.
Okay.
They've got to make quick decisions a lot of times with tighter budgets.
Right.
And that can lead to, maybe not making the best choice down the line.
It's like going grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
everything looks good.
Yeah, you get home and you're like, why did I buy all of this?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, you said we've got this tension building between CFOs and CIOs,
Yeah.
especially around big tech purchases, which, let's be honest,
Oh, yeah.
can be a little pricey.
Yeah, they can be.
So what's happening there?
Well, Gartner found that more than 70% of CFOs are questioning the return on investment of those big digital transformation projects.
Oh, so this is beyond just like a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
This is like a fundamental misalignment on what value even is.
Exactly. And it plays into this value selling paradox because,
Ooh, a paradox. Tell me more.
well, we know from MediaFly research that a vast majority of companies, they're tracking the impact of value selling.
Okay.
They're saying when they do it, it works.
Okay.
But only a small percentage are really using it consistently.
So it's like that amazing recipe you bust out
Yes.
once a year.
That's a great analogy.
You know it works, but you're just not making it a regular thing.
Yes.
So what is the disconnect here?
Well, I think part of it is just human nature.
Okay.
We know old habits die hard,
This is true.
especially in sales, right?
Yeah.
You find something that works, you kind of stick with it.
Right.
And let's be honest, the pandemic
Yeah.
really threw everybody for a loop.
For a loop, it was survival mode.
It was survival mode, and when you're in survival mode, sometimes you go back to what you know,
Right.
even if you know it might not be the best long term.
Right. So are we saying that the pandemic might have actually stifled value selling a little bit?
It's a possibility.
Interesting.
But the good news is it doesn't have to stay that way.
Okay, good, because this is getting a little dark.
Yeah, there are things that companies can do to unlock the potential of value selling.
All right. I am here for it. Let's do it.
So one framework that I really like focuses on 5 core attributes of a winning business case.
5. Okay, lay it on me.
All right, so we're talking transparency, transferability, customizability, defensibility, and auditability.
Ooh, auditability.
Yeah.
That one's intriguing. That's not one you hear every day.
No, you don't. But when we dig into them, I think you'll see how each one of these attributes really gets at those pain points that we were just talking about.
All right, so let's unpack this. Let's start with transparency.
Yeah.
What does that look like when we're talking about a business case? And that issue being a lack of focus on, the value. value from the get-go.
Exactly. And when we think about transparency, we're thinking about making the value of a solution clear to the buyer.
Okay.
Really resonating with them.
Yeah.
Speaking their language, no more confusing spreadsheets,
Right.
no more jargon-filled presentations.
Right. It's got to be clear.
It's got to be clear so they look at it and they get it.
Yeah.
They're excited about it.
Yeah, like they're not going to need like a dictionary
Exactly.
to get through this business case.
Exactly. And, we were talking earlier about those CFOs and CIOs.
Yeah, the tension is thick.
The tension is thick.
Right.
So this is where transferability comes in.
Okay.
This is giving your buyer the information that they need
Okay.
to sell it internally,
Okay.
to get buy-in from those other decision makers.
Yeah, like even when they leave the room,
Exactly.
we still got the information that they need.
Yes, it's like arming them
Yeah.
for those tough conversations.
Right. So they're not going in there
Exactly.
empty-handed.
They've got the answers to those tough questions.
Yes. I love it. Okay, what about customization?
Well, we all know one size fits all doesn't work.
No.
In B2B sales, every business is different.
They are.
They've got their own goals, their own challenges.
Trying to force a solution
Yeah,
that doesn't fit their needs is like
it's not going to work.
trying to get into like
Yeah.
a pair of jeans from high school.
I was going to say, it's like putting a square peg in a round hole.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
just painful all around.
Exactly.
So we got to get that custom fit.
We do. So with customizability, it's about making sure that your buyer can tailor
Okay.
that solution to their specific needs.
So it's a collaboration, really.
It is.
You're working together to build the right thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we're collaborating. We've got our custom fit.
Right.
But then what about those naysayers
Ah, yes.
that we know are lurking in every organization?
Always lurking. So that's where defensibility comes in.
Okay.
You're giving your buyer
Okay.
the information, again,
Right.
to combat those objections.
Okay.
So we're thinking like rock solid data.
Okay.
You've got the logic.
So it's not just like a
Yeah.
rosy picture. It's like
Exactly.
you can back it up.
Yes, you want to be able to back it up.
Yes.
And then finally, we get to auditability.
Okay, so I'm still a little fuzzy on this one.
Okay.
What does it mean to audit
Yeah.
a business case?
So think of it like this. You're putting metrics and milestones in place
Okay.
so that you can track the impact of the solution over time.
Okay, so it's not just like a trust me. It's like we're going to
It's a proof
show
for
you the results.
Yes.
Got it. Got it.
So you're both on the same page.
Yeah.
There's accountability.
Right.
And you can actually see, are we getting
Yeah.
where we want to be?
Are we hitting those goals
Exactly.
that we said we were going to hit?
Yeah,
Okay, but I mean, let's be honest here. This all sounds like a lot of work.
it does.
Right.
It does. But,
Like I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
it's true. But if we go back to those stats we were talking about,
Okay.
the longer sales cycles,
Yeah.
the shrinking win rates,
Right.
those are symptoms of a bigger issue.
And that issue being a lack of focus on value from the get-go.
Yes, absolutely. And the data from Mediafly shows when companies really do focus on value selling, they see a 25% reduction in sales cycles.
Okay, so time is money.
Exactly.
That is a big deal.
It is a big deal. And I think that's something that's really important to remember here.
You know, we think about we're in this economic climate right now where everyone is being more mindful of their budgets.
Yes.
You've got to be able to show that value.
Yeah, so we're not talking about throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right?
Right.
We're not saying get rid of your whole sales playbook.
No.
We're just saying
It's about evolving.
evolving it. Yeah, up-level it, put that value front and center.
Well, front and center.
Okay, get behind that.
Yeah.
So I love it. Focusing on value, it's a good takeaway.
It is a good takeaway.
If you want to win on value, not on price,
Exactly.
make it happen. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Yes, thank you.
into the world of value selling. Until next time, happy selling.
So there it is. What do you think? To recap, we covered 1. The 5 essential traits of a winning business case. 2. How value selling impacts sales cycles, deal size, and win rates. And 3. Building buyer ownership and internal buy-in through customizable business cases. Number 1. The 5 essential traits of a winning business case. This topic explores the 5 traits: transparency, transferability, customizability, defensibility, and auditability. These traits make a business case both compelling and resilient. Each trait is essential for enabling the buyer to understand, share, personalize, defend, and ultimately verify the value of the solution. Number 2, how value selling impacts sales cycles, deal size, and win rates. We learned about the measurable impacts of value selling, such as shortened sales cycles, larger deal sizes, and improved win rates. By adopting a value-based approach, sellers are able to increase efficiency, accelerate decision-making, and close more high-value deals. And number 3, building buyer ownership and internal buy-in through customizable business cases. This topic delves into the importance of customization in value selling, highlighting how allowing prospects to adjust assumptions builds ownership. This approach helps buyers to confidently present and defend the business case within their organization, securing essential internal support. Okay, that's it. This is the Communicating Value Podcast. My name is Paul, and I'm the Value Coach. Thanks for joining.